If you are over 40, here are 8 signs that your body may be aging faster than it should be right now, especially if you're a dad. So many times we will see these signs that our health is not where it needs to be, and we push it to the side because one, our family is a priority, our kids, our wives, even our parents and our brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and our cousins and all these people come before us when it comes to improving our health. We want to make sure that we can provide for them and we can help them be healthy and be able to be in the best place possible. So sometimes we bury our heads in the sand. The amount of times I have wives message me saying, I wish my husband would listen to your content. Have you got any tips in order to get him to listen? And I just said, tell him these things and tell him over and over and over and over again. Chances are so many guys are going to get their backs up when it comes to it, but eventually they will see and eventually they will start to take action. So if you are suffering from any one of these 8 signs, it will be your body literally screaming out saying, please help me. I am aging faster and I'm not going to be in an optimal place if you just keep pushing this. And we don't want to be average. So many guys are burning out when they get into their 40s and beyond. So many dads are burning out when they get into their 40s and beyond. We want to make sure you are optimal, not average. So let's get you there. The first one is that you wake up tired even when you have a full night in bed. So guys will tell me, I get good sleep. And then I start to dive in a little bit more and I say, how many hours are you getting? Around 5 or 6. I wait till everyone's in bed. Then I get some stuff done, start scrolling, and I maybe watch some TV, play a bit of Call of Duty, or we're watching the football, whatever it is. And then it gets to 11, 12 o'clock and I go to bed. And I wake up at 5:30, 6 and I feel good. Well, actually, your body is pretty much running on edge. If we look at studies, one study shows that if you sleep for just 6 hours or less for just 2 weeks, your testosterone levels will lower by about 10 to 15%. Now, given that on average, testosterone can lower from the age of 25 onwards by about 1% every year, this is not a good thing. That is literally in itself aging your body 10 to 15 years in 2 weeks. So we need to sort that. The next thing is that you are waking up during the night. In that time, you don't feel refreshed, like you wake up tired even after a full night of sleep, but you wake up during the night to go to the toilet. That means that your body is probably suffering from poor glucose management. It's suffering from higher levels of stress and cortisol management. And what happens after that time is we have this boost of cortisol, this boost of sugar, whatever it is that's waking you up. Sometimes guys just toss and turn and they wake up with anxiety and they can't get back to sleep. Waking up during the night is one of the most common things that I deal with within my men's health clinic. And I've been dealing with people improving their sleep for nearly 20 years now. It is not normal to be waking up through the night to go to the toilet. It is not down to your age in 99.9% of cases, and it is not because you've drunk more during the night or before you go to bed. Stop kidding yourself. Most people are dehydrated in the first place. The second thing on the list is that you literally crash out every afternoon like clockwork. 3 p.m. hits and you are rushing for that caffeine hit, for that sugar hit, and you just push through. You absolutely push through because it's become normal, right? It's become so common. It's happened every day that it's just a normal thing to happen. Maybe in the afternoons at the weekends, you have a little nap. You put something on TV, you have a nap, and it's that's the joke. You're the dad that has the roast dinner, then falls asleep. But as a result, you get home and you start to be reactive. You're not being able to be present with your kids. And that's the third thing, is that you snap much quicker than you used to do. So what actually happens as a result of that fatigue, you get home, your body battery is literally on empty. Now, with your phones, would you leave your phone to be on 10, 20%? Hopefully you're not that sort of person. You like to keep it charged. We need to do that with our body. We do that with good nourishment. We do that with actually getting our sleep right. We do it with loving ourselves and getting the right movement. So many wives will say, he has become a grumpy old man. Grumpy old men is not a normal thing to happen. It's when your testosterone has got lower, you're tired, you're fatigued, you've been pushing your health to the side far, far too long. The next one, your gut reacts to foods that it never used to do. So guys will joke, I'm always farting, I'm always passing wind, I'm always burping. But if your body is always passing wind, that is a sign there's something going on inside of you, in your gut, which isn't right. And as a result, if we don't have good gut health, we're not going to be able to absorb the nutrients that are going to allow us to create good hormones. So you want to have good levels of testosterone. You want to be able to detoxify estrogen. So do you really want to have your gut being the thing that makes your testosterone lower and your estrogen go sky high? Probably not. So if you are suffering from bloating, if you are suffering from constipation or diarrhea, maybe it's that you get bad breath or you get this chemically sort of metallic-y feeling taste in your mouth and you clean your teeth, but you can't get it to go. Or the most common thing, acid reflux, and you've been given PPI inhibitors like lansoprazole or omeprazole, which are going to lower your testosterone in the long term and are prescribed for the absolute wrong reasons. 99.99% of acid reflux is not because of high reflux. It's actually because of low reflux. It's because of stress. It's because of poor gut health. Taking medications for it is going to make things worse and will lower your testosterone in the long run. There's plenty more content on that. If you want more content on that, DM me, ask me about it, and I will send you the links to that content. The next one is that you look older than you feel inside. Pictures don't lie. People joke about me that with a receding hairline and these sorts of things, but if you start looking at people that are the same age as you and you went to school with them, this is when we start to notice a difference. When we get into our 40s and our mid 40s and our 50s, you can see who has been looking after themselves, who has totally lost their way with their weight, and they've got that dad bod, and they feel like they say they feel okay, but you actually know deep down that they are not in that place where they want to be. They say it, but they don't say it with conviction. Now, pictures don't lie. You can start to tell all these times who is looking after themselves, as I've said. So you start to look older than you feel inside. The next one, this is going to be one where people will say, stop demonizing it. But you rely on caffeine, essentially borrowing energy from tomorrow to fuel today. You rely on caffeine to feel human. Now, caffeine and alcohol, I always say that they are two drugs that we have to justify not taking, which is not a good thing. So you're relying on caffeine, it's causing your issues with sleep, it's kicking out energy up in the afternoon, but as a result, we're then waking up during the night. You have caffeine to wake yourself up in the morning, and then you're getting an energy dip. These are massive, massive issues that we need to work on. I love coffee. I will have caffeine, but enjoying coffee or needing coffee, the same as enjoying alcohol or needing alcohol, they are two completely different things. Next reality check is that your libido is lower than it used to be. Your wife may have commented. Maybe there's some erectile dysfunction going on there. Maybe you don't have that drive to have sex like you used to. Maybe you don't even look at your wife and then you're blaming it on, we've just been married for 10, 15 years. We've got kids that are 7, 8, 9 years old. There's never the time for it. But truth is, your body is not in a position with testosterone levels, with estrogen levels, with inflammation, with digestion, to be able to effectively allow you to have high levels of libido. I've worked with guys that have been in their 50s and 60s that have much higher levels than guys that come to me in their early 30s. I primarily work with guys going into their 40s and into their 50s. But guys coming to me in their early 30s with erectile dysfunction, low libido, they just haven't got the drive, and you look at their bloods and their testosterone is low. Not just that, there's anemia going on. There's high levels of inflammation, cholesterol issues, problems with liver and kidney function, problems with cortisol, problems with autoimmune, all these things that we look to do blood work for to actually see what is going on. And that is all going to have a knock-on impact. I've had people that said they've got low testosterone, their testosterone is normal, and there's something else going on underneath that we have to supplement with, and we have to work on with their nutrition. And they've been able to rectify it, but we should not be seeing guys in their 30s and 40s having lower libido than in guys in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Absolutely not. And the next one, the last one here, is that you have the dad bod. You have that excess fat around the middle, and you feel that you can't shift it. You don't feel you could be in that shape. Unpopular opinion is that I believe every guy should be able to see and feel what having viewable abs looks like in their 40s. I really truly feel that they should be able to know what it feels like, not for aesthetics, not for ego, but just to feel how much energy you have if you have good levels of body fat, to be able to have optimal levels of blood sugar management, optimal neurological function, optimal blood flow, and so forth, because they're the things that start to come with it. So if you have any of those things, we need to work on it. If you're waking up tired, if you're crashing like clockwork every afternoon, if you snap quicker as a result of that, if your gut reacts to food that it never did beforehand, if you look older than you feel inside, you rely on caffeine, borrowing energy from tomorrow to fuel today, you your libido is lower and you're just plain stressed and you have the dad bod, the excess fat around the middle, and you can't shift it, we need to work on these things. And this is where I look at my 4 horsemen of dad's health. In fact, men's health overall. The first one is good nutrition to allow your body to have optimal gut health, to allow you to absorb nutrients so you can actually create hormones and work effectively. The second one is being able to sleep through the night for 7 to 8 hours without waking up. That in itself, because people tell me, oh, my kids wake me up and so forth. If you sort your sleep out and sort your habits out and sort your nutrition out, and your kids are then saying, oh, I want to be a bit more like dad, their sleep starts to improve as well. It is not uncommon to stop blaming your kids for your poor sleep when it is not 100% on them. Sort your stuff out and their health starts to improve as well. It's something which will help. The third thing is that you train to support your health, not just your athletics. So many guys, they say, I'm looking to improve my health, and they go to the gym and they're doing bench, they're doing their deadlifts, they're doing their squats. And I say, what cardio are you doing? Oh, I just walk the dogs. You're not getting your heart rate up. Well, in fact, you probably are just going up the stairs because you're that unfit. We need to have good levels of cardiovascular fitness to support your heart health, to support your body to effectively work and deliver nutrients, along with good levels of strength to make sure that we're not going to get injured when just picking up our kids and throwing them up and down. The fourth thing of these 4 horsemen is that we need a supplement protocol that is actually based on your blood work and not guesswork. Stop going off people that are just telling you have this, have that, because they're getting paid by different brands. Do your blood work, see what you need based on functional medicine, based on nutrient deficiencies, based on science, and start to get those things. They are things that we work with inside the One Method. Own it, nourish it, elevate it. This is what works with guys all over the world. And it's been working for 15, 20 years where we own it. We own exactly where we are. We draw a line in the sand and say, look, what has got me here is allowing me to be this awesome person that I am. Now I'm going to draw the line in the sand and start to move forward with the health issues that have come as a repercussion of that. I'm going to do my bloods. I'm going to actually start to implement, and I'm going to start to move forward. The nourish it phase. That's where we've had these extra supplements. We'll now be on a foundational levels of supplements, pull out some of those supplements and start to work on the nutrition a bit more. Now you've got a bit more brain capacity, a bit more energy. You're sleeping through the night. You're feeling great. Then elevate it. That's where we make it truly, truly sustainable. People work with me for around 6 months, and I want them in a position after those 6 months to say, hey, Ollie, you're sacked. Why? Because I can do this on my own, and they never have to hire someone for their health ever again. We go through all of those things, and if you want to know more, DM me or comment with the word optimal, and I will send you the link to go and take my